to be in check here. Hang tight, hang tight. Let's run this thing from the top here, Al. Let's run it from the top. All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Tuesday evening. Another edition of KFTV's post-game live. CP the franchise, Alex Rotaros on the ones and twos. NBA Cup opening night. So many storylines to touch on. You have the Emirates NBA Cup. You have revenge on your mind in Philadelphia with Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers taking on the New York Knicks. But shout out to Towns and Hart, Anunoby, Brunson, Bridges, and McBride. They would put the Philadelphia 76ers to the test early, and once they realized that the process just didn't have it, they would have their way with the Philadelphia 76ers, man. A full team contribution. Everybody gets a W, including the minutes police. We're going to talk about all of it, man. But overall, just a great Knicks win, man. He had a triple-double by Josh Hart. OG Anunoby with an easy night. Mikal Bridges getting back on track. And overall, just a solid W for the New York Knicks, man. 111-99. The Knicks get the job done, man. We are going to talk about it. Highlights, analysis, and caller reactions. Plus, don't miss player ratings, man. We're getting back to player ratings tonight. So let's get into it, man. Like, share, and subscribe wherever you guys are tuning in from. The number one show for the fans, by the fans, is on and popping. Make no mistake, man. All right, let's get into it.
Man, talk about a bounce back.
What a difference a night makes, Al, huh? What a difference a game makes.
And hey, I just want to point out that the minutes were still pretty high tonight. But hey,
Oh, all right, we'll get there. All right, so let's break this thing down to the studs. Knicks Sixers, you had Embiid coming back, and I thought it was a good job by Karl-Anthony Towns to set the tone for this team. Test them out. Let's see what the process is made of tonight. And this was a good matchup because I didn't think Joel Embiid was going to be just out there busting ass both ends of the floor, going 100%. So good job by Karl-Anthony Towns, putting the pressure on him. They come out the gate right away, and Towns knocks down 2 threes, plus a mid-range shot in the first quarter alone. And that told me that, yeah.
apparently people can't hear me. Apparently there's no audio. They didn't hear the music.
Hang on. They can't hear you? Check. Go ahead, Al. Go ahead with your mic.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Okay. All right. Hang on. Let's see here. You should be good now.
All right, so now they can hear me.
Yes. They can't hear you now.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so as I was saying, man, I thought the Knicks did set a good tone tonight, just really going at Embiid early. Towns set that, knocks down the threes early, gets the mid-range going, and, despite a quiet second half, still made the winning plays in the end to get the job done. It was interesting because they couldn't put this team away for a little while. It took them a little while to put this team away because despite Joel Embiid kind of being ineffective, you had Jared McCain, a guy that I like, really going off in the third quarter, and so the Knicks had a hard time putting this team away. But the turning point of the game came in that fourth quarter with about 9-10 minutes to go. Knicks had a 5-point lead. They called the offensive foul on Karl-Anthony Towns on Kelly Oubre for the elbow. Clearly a bad call. Thibs wins the challenge. It gets reversed, and the Knicks would go on an 11-2 run from that point and pretty much put the game away. So overall, good job just getting the W, and they get out of there with a victory, man. NBA Cup victory, regular season victory as well, man.
Shout out to my guy Dave Early who came through for Game of the Week preview, man. I told him he was getting dressed for the funeral.
Yeah.
It was a funeral, man. Look, Knicks go in here, give a ass whooping to the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers fans leaving with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, CP. And then on top of that.
What else is new in Philadelphia?
What else is new?
On
top of that, you get to hear "Let's Go Knicks" chants in the Wells Fargo Arena yet again. I guess Sixers Nation's got to think about relocating to Jersey after all, man. I
Yeah,
mean, fans can't even stay for the full beatdown.
they
So
couldn't
it is
handle it.
what it is at this point. But excellent performance for the Knicks. I mean, Brunson struggled tonight, but the thing is that you got complimentary play from
Yeah,
everybody else. Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, Carl Anthony Towns, as you noted, stood out. OG Anunoby, man.
yeah.
This is the guy that really stood out to me tonight just because his efficiency
Easy
so
night.
far to start. It's an easy night, but his efficiency throughout the start of the season, man, is just through the roof. We already know what he is as a defensive stalwart, but the fact that he can just make the offense look so easy, and it's not like he's doing anything complicated.
Yeah.
All he is doing, he is cutting, getting easy layups, dunks, whatever it calls for, knock it down, open threes. And occasionally, man, he's creating his shots in the mid range. But other than that, he's not doing anything, astounding. It's not like he has this crazy bag as everyone's talking about nowadays. Yeah. And so when you watch him play, the fact that he can go 11 of 16 from the field, 2 of 4 from downtown, get you 24 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. But you just watch how he's defending Paul George. And look, I know Paul George was going early. I know he was going early. He knocked down a lot of threes. 7-11, got himself 29 points. I thought he still did a decent enough job guarding him. But regardless, OG's offense has just been the complete revelation to his game. And we saw this in the postseason last year. OG, man. Cat has been standing out to start the season too.
Yeah.
But we knew he would be great offensively. I don't think we saw the high efficiency and the high usage from OG in this. I don't even know if you can call it high usage because it's not like he's on ball, man. Just the high efficiency of what he's giving you on a night-to-night basis. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Oh, OG's playing a beautiful game right now. A team high 24 points. And like you said, just easy buckets from the threes. But he was 11 of 16 from the field tonight. And just as you mentioned, they have him leaking out in transition. And whether it's, just open in transition, or one of the things I like what they're doing is off of the rebound, long rebounds, they are able to find him on the mismatches. He's running down court and he's sealing the smaller guards who are naturally back first. He's getting down there, getting the seal, and getting easy buckets that way as well. So just an overall good job by him. I love his offensive floor plan and the Knicks finding him. I had a hard time, Al, and people in the chat figuring out who was going to be our player of the game because, OG Anunoby had himself a night, but so did our guy Josh Hart, man. Mr. Everything, Josh Hart, Al. Mr. Triple-Double tonight. Put some respect on his name. Go. And he gets a triple-double in a manner where he had no points in the first half and then finishes the second half with 14 points for Josh Hart, man. Mr. Triple-Double. Great job by Josh Hart. 14, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 6 of 8 from downtown. 6 of 8 from the field, 1 for 3 from downtown, and a plus 16 on the night, man. Josh Hart, he's Mr. Everything for this team. And, when people question this early, especially with Bridges, right? Because with the Bridges trade, and you put up the 5 picks, there's expectations that he plays like a guy who you traded 5 picks for. But if you see how this team is flowing right now, there is a natural hierarchy to this offense where it's Brunson first, it's Cat, Brunson or Cat 1A, 1B. But look at how much usage Josh Hart is commanding in this offense. When they go get when he collects one of his 12 rebounds tonight, he's pushing the ball up. He's pushing the ball ahead. He's bringing the ball up and getting them into their half-court sets. He has a lot of responsibility in this offense. So it's not necessarily a knock on Mikal Bridges. It's just the roles are still being defined, and they're different. And right now I'm having a hard time arguing taking the ball out of Josh Hart's hands because he's been that impactful for this team.
He's been spectacular, man. And the thing is that he's not – he just gives you everything that you need that you're not going to get anywhere else, right? You talk about the rebounding. I mean, Cat led with 13. Josh Hart not too far, being the 6'4" guard that he is with 12 boards, 11 of them being defensive. Then he's facilitating. He's being that connector, getting you 10 assists. And then 14 points, as you talk about. I mean, he's not the offensive scorer as like other guys on this team, like Brunson or Towns. And even when Bridges, hopefully when he gets going, that he could be. But still, to be this efficient and to just be everywhere and to do everything that you need, he's truly that glue guy, man. And this is why it's tough, as you said early on. It's like you see the impact that he can make in the starting rotation. But the thing is that when he gets with that second unit, right, and he can get more comfortable and he can just get into his own rhythm. And then once he gets that rhythm, it's like once he plays with the second unit, he can transfer all of that energy back to the starting rotation. And then when he's on the floor with those guys, then it's just gangbusters, as we saw here in Philadelphia tonight.
Yeah, he's great, man. He's tremendous, and just showed you that tonight. And yeah, people say 4 turnovers. But one of the things I said, and shout out to CK2K who did a great job tonight on play-by-play. One of the things is that look, with a guy like that who forces the issue to try to make plays, you're gonna have turnovers. What you want to cut down are the unforced turnovers, where you're just throwing the ball away and stumbling and bumbling into mistakes. You don't want that. But for, if Hart's out there and he's trying to make things happen and yeah, things, you might lose the ball, I'm okay with that because by and large, he's going to make better plays than he's going to make mistakes. And he did that tonight, man. I liked his offense. He was decisive in his shots as well, cutting and moving the ball. Josh Hart played a beautiful game tonight. Beautiful floor game for Hart, bro.
Absolutely. And you can see that this is where he just needs to do and just be consistent, is just not be afraid to take the shot. Because when he's not afraid to take the shot, good things happen for him, right? Whether it be 3, even when you see before, I think it's at half or even before the quarter ends, you just see him knocking down mid-range jumpers. I think he had back-to-back shots, knocks down a long mid-range. And it's like, oh, and it's a step back over Kyle Lowry, nonetheless, right?
Yeah.
And so it's stuff like that where if he continues to play with that type of confidence on the offensive side when it comes to scoring, he'll be just fine, man, because he can just provide everywhere else. He's just a gritty type of player, and he accepts that role, right? It's kind of like the Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors. He accepts the role. He's not trying to do any more or any less. It's not about him. He's looking at how he can help his team move forward. Josh Hart, man, just a true team player.
Absolute team player. So to everybody in the chats, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boy CP and Alex on the 1s and 2s. A ultimate simulcast, Al, because we are casting on YouTube. Shout out to our guys on Bleacher Report. Shout out to our guys on Facebook and Twitter X. We are everywhere tonight. Shout out to Jersey Boy KB on the Bleacher Report side. He's Jamaican, Al. He says, walk on, CP and Alex. Big up yourself. So shout out Jersey Boy. Shout out to L. Everett on the Bleacher Report. Says, can't wait till we get everybody back. Corey Lee, $5 super chat, says, don't avoid the wait, what do you say? Don't avoid. Hey, okay, don't avoid. All right, I'm not even gonna read that super chat. We'll wait for that because number one, his spelling was all off. He thought he ate and he was just completely off completely. All right, so we'll skip that because it's not even important. Josh Hart and Karl Anthony Towns, Al, according to Ian Begley, scored or assisted on 63% of the Knicks' 111 points in the road win versus Philadelphia. Hart with the triple-double, Towns with 21, 13, and 6 assists, and, of course, Obi with his 24. So Hart and Towns, 63% of the Knicks' offense.
Look at that. I mean, the one thing the thing that I think that's developing about Cat's game and wasn't really prominent when he was out in Minnesota is that they didn't really give him a lot of playmaking responsibility. And, they really allowed Slow-Mo, Ant-Man, Connolly, those guys to really be the initiator out there. Him on the Knicks, man, I mean, his awareness just in the paint when he's getting double or triple teamed, just finding even Bridges cutting from the right side baseline for an easy dunk. It's stuff like that makes the games 10 times easier. We could talk about even the stuff in the past, just finding OG, whoever it may be. He has a very good knack for finding cutters. And it's stuff that we would worry about when you lose Isaiah Hartenstein. He's filling that role very well, man. Not only can he do it from the high post, he can do it from the low post, anywhere around the paint. That's been the biggest difference in seeing the Knicks offense starting to unfold, because now you don't have to put the ball in Brunson's hand and rely on him to be the initiator. You can let the play unfold, run through your sets, right? allow the actions to continue, and then Cat can find somebody and get another easy basket.
Yeah, I mean, the purpose of having this 5-out offense is, yes, obviously you want to capitalize on the shooting strength that you have and the shooting efficiency, whether it's Brunson when he gets it together, Towns, OG, McCall, and Hart whenever he can get his easy buckets. But another thing about playing small and versatile like this is having guys who can put the ball on the floor and play make for one another. And the Knicks do have that in their 5. They have to just continue to build chemistry, trust each other, and continue to move the ball like they did tonight. But this underscores the importance of Hart because he is always on and you can rely on that. For Towns, he's got to keep this intensity up. He's got to keep this intensity up, man, because he had some, how about them dimes that he was throwing in the fourth quarter? Scoring drought be damned in the second half. The dimes he was throwing out there in the fourth, man. Finding Mikal Bridges with a beautiful behind-the-back pass. Finding Josh Hart, with the loop-around pass that turned into a 3. Those are winning plays. Those are winning plays that the Knicks are going to need, whether or not Jalen Brunson is on a given night. But especially when he's off, Towns has to make up for that, and Hart from a secondary standpoint.
For sure. And, there was parts of like the second quarter, even parts of the fourth quarter where you're like, yo, why aren't we getting Towns the ball? He's like the way he started this game, 10 points, right? First quarter, what do you have? He had 10 points. He had 3 boards, 1 assist, but you just saw the high efficient shooting, 80% from the field out of the 5 attempts. He made 4. And you're like, yo, why do we continue to go away from this guy, man? It doesn't make any sense when he's just, especially against tonight against Embiid, where Embiid is injured. You see that it's essentially just buckets for Cat tonight. Just keep feeding him, man. But the one thing I will say that I appreciate is that he can recognize that even when the offense is being directed away from him and trying to get everybody else involved, this is where you start to see his offense shine by the way he can just facilitate and keep everybody else engaged. Say, it's not about me. How do I keep my brothers involved? And that way they can go get activated. And that way we continue to have a high octane offense as the game wears on. Cat, dude, honestly, I know there's like a lot of conversations. Even I was skeptical about the trade, but like the way he's performed through these first 10 games, he has been on a mission.
Yeah.
And I think we all have to acknowledge that he has been on a mission. He's playing with a high level of intensity and grit.
Yeah.
Gotta respect it, man.
Hey.
Shout out to Cat.
Hey, he took on the process, wanted to check the temperature, understood that there was nothing there. Because shout out to Joel Embiid because he looked like he was in late season laboring load management form. So I'm sure the Philly faithful were happy to see that guy back and looking like he was going at 50%. Knicks Nation's in shambles over the minutes police. You got 100 superstars in the NBA injured right now, and one who's an MVP caliber player in Joel Embiid, who already promised to not play on the second night of back-to-backs, then returns and looks like a complete slob. But, that's their problem. Either way, shout out to Karl Anthony Towns for going out there and giving them that work and getting the team a victory, man.
Joel Embiid just being – it is embarrassing for Joel Embiid right now, man. You already said before you even step on the court, you're not going to play back-to-backs. You come out here, you're not even shooting that well. You're First of all, the foul baiting is just absurd for a guy of your stature. What is happening to the league that we have to – in no way, shape, or form have I ever seen the NBA or referees in general cater to a guy who's a 7-footer and a mountain of a man. Yeah. What are we doing here?
The guy looked like the same guy we saw in the playoffs last year. Obviously, yes, it'll take him time to ramp up, but if you're a Philly fan, like – you think we got problems. Just take a look at that and what they're invested in for this year and beyond. But nevertheless, moving on. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. Al. $10 super chat says avoiding injury and boredom is the thing in November and December. This team, when they really learn each other, look out. OG and Bridges, I never see Knicks like this pair. Cat is so big. This is a joy for JB and Josh. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. Another storyline, Mikal Bridges, his struggles, got it going offensively. It seemed like they made a concerted effort to get him touches early, especially in the first quarter. Like first possession, he might have touched the rock like twice. within the first 2 possessions. So it seems like they wanted to really get him going and in a rhythm. Defensively, look, Paul George was hot all night. Got the best of him. But offensively, I thought he was fine, man. I thought Bridges had a good game tonight.
I thought he was fine too. Even in the first quarter, he knocked down 2 of his 3 shots. So the thing is that I keep saying this. You just got to make sure that he's engaged, man, because it seems like if the game wears on and he's not getting touches, that's when he becomes just an absolute, he can just disappear, and you just start scratching your head like, why did we make this move if he's not going to be involved in this offense? But thankfully, I think Thibs, everybody has to is making that concerted effort just to make sure that he stays active. And look, the one thing I could say right now about his shot is that mid-range jumper, man, that turnaround mid-range, that is automatic.
Yeah.
Man, drove baseline, turned around and knocked. I'm like, how is that your go-to easy shot right now?
Yeah.
But the other thing too, man, is that what I liked about Bridges tonight is that he was taking advantage of the height mismatch. He had some smaller guards on him. He decided to work the paint and just decided to get to the middle of the floor and just knock down some mid-range. And that's what you got to do as a player. Is sometimes he rushes and isn't like really analyzing what he could do, scoping out the mismatch. Tonight he did that, and I thought he had a solid game tonight. Defensively, I thought he did a solid job too. I thought defensively tonight, like getting some steals and whatnot.
Yes, he did.
Solid defensive performance from Bridges.
Off ball, he was definitely active. So good job there, and give credit to Mikal Bridges on that note. So to everybody in the chat, once again, CP and Alex on the 1s and 2s. Knicks win 111-99, getting an NBA Cup victory, getting revenge on the Sixers, at least for tonight, and getting another much-needed win to get to 500. And so let's go. Next 4 games at Madison Square Garden, 4 winnable games. After this next 4, I expect the Knicks to be 9-5. There's no excuse not to be. And then, we can kind of start changing the tune. But just got to relax and let this team marinate, man. But definitely a good job by them getting off the schneid. Now, another win tonight, Al, goes to the Minutes Police. It goes to the Minutes Police, man. Your prayers were answered, Minutes Police. Thibs was watching KFTV post-game the other night in the loss, Sunday night against the loss against the Pacers. He was watching Knicks Weekly. He was listening to Starberry break it down so eloquently. And by the way, he's probably watching right now. He probably just touched down in Hong Kong, Al, 24 hours later. So shout out to Starberry, who's on the other side of the world right now, tapping in with us. But we went 9-man deep. 9-man rotation tonight. Christmas came early for the Knicks Nation Minutes Police. Deuce led the way, 26 points. Love Deuce's game tonight. 15 points, 6 of 12 from the field. I thought he did a good job getting the offense together. Obviously knocked down some timely shots. Seemed like every time the Sixers were trying to make their move, Deuce was kind of there to kind of quell that momentum. So I like Deuce's approach tonight. I loved him defensively. Matt Ryan got in. Jericho Sims looked pretty decent. Campaign returned. 9-man rotation out. A victory for the Minutes Police tonight.
9-man rotation with a whopping 20 points off the bench. 15 of those coming from Deuce McBride. Shout out to McBride, man.
Yeah, Deuce looked good, man.
Yo, Deuce knocking down threes and just sidestepping all that, man. Yeah. He is.
Especially when he's coming into the game with knee inflammation. Look good.
Dude, looked great the way he was playing tonight. Great. Defensive intensity never wavers, even when he's coming back questionable. As Starberry was talking about last night, he's fighting over screens. He's picking up 94 feet. That's who Deuce McBride is, man. You got to love the intensity he brings on a night-to-night basis. But, yeah, look, Thibs went 9 deep, but still, you look at the minutes, and OG played 41.
He still played 41. But, I mean, it was the easiest 41. Come on, man. It was the easiest 41 for OG.
Oh, now we're qualifying.
No, I'm not qualifying. Okay, but, I mean,
come on,
man. Come on, man. You paid the guy. Look, and every time he hits the deck, I'm still like, hopefully he gets up. But come on, man. It was a light night at the office for OG. He didn't pick up Paul George until the second half. You know what I'm saying? Who was he guarding? He was guarding Yabusele. All Yabusele was doing was chucking up threes because he's trying to stay in the league. He's trying to survive. So he's like, this is what I got to do.
He just got back, CP. He's
got
like,
this is what I got to do to stick around. So he's out there chucking threes. So OG
man just had a good Olympic run, all right, against Team USA playing for Team France, all right? And then now they're like, oh, wait, this guy, used to be in the league. Hey, let's bring him on back.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, hey, good job, though. I mean, look, good job. Matt Ryan, he went 0 for 3 from the field. You had the timing turnover between him and Jalen Brunson, which came, I believe that was the third quarter, late in the third. Mm-hmm. So before the end of the third. So there was a little miscommunication there. So they'll get him up to speed. Tonight was not his night, but maybe tomorrow at the Garden he knocks down a couple of threes and has himself a night at the Garden. But it is a sign of where Thibs wants to go with this bench. And the Ryan pickup was important in the G League draft because they needed a bit more from the wing. This is kind of the role that they wanted in Shamet. I think that's the role that Ryan, should he go out there and produce, a.k.a. knock down his threes, that's the role that he's going to fill.
Yeah, and look, you only took 3 shots tonight. You took 3 shots from the field tonight. 2 of them were 3-pointers. 9 minutes. Hopefully that shot comes around, and then he gives you, as you said, what Shamet's supposed to give you. And, that's all the Knicks need, is that they just need 3-point shooting. Look, they're looking for another Steve Novak, essentially, right? Somebody that can come in, be automatic from downtown, and continue to space the floor when you give guys breaks. Just got to give him a chance, man.
Yep.
That's all he needs is just a chance. Good to see Thibs win with the 9-man rotation because, look, as much I was going against the grain these the past 2 shows, you can't be running a 6-man rotation until everybody gets fully healthy. I know that's insane, but hey, thanks for Thibs for running through with the 9-man rotation tonight.
Yeah.
Campaign makes his return, drills just 3 first, and then you were like, what shots are you taking, my guy? Relax.
Yeah. Well, at this point where the depth is tough and you're going to struggle off the bench some night, you're going to have to live with those campaign chucks. You're going to have to live with it. He's on the team. You need him to play those minutes. I did think, despite the chucks, I did think, defensively, McCain kind of wore him out a little bit, but he kind of expected that. But offensively, I thought both him and McBride, especially early in the first half, did a good job of just getting the ball moving, getting the paint touches, kicking the ball out. I thought overall they did a good job from the guard standpoint. Second half, like I said, McCain gave him that work. But McCain's a good player, man. I really like McCain's game. Even from watching him from Summer League, I had a good feeling that he was going to contribute early for this Philly team. Like, they got themselves a nice player there. So, but overall, I thought Payne was fine overall, man. I thought he was good.
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah.
Shot selection could just be questionable, but I thought he managed when it came to setting up the offense and playing defense. I thought he did a decent job at that. Were you shocked? So it's funny enough, actually, if we're going to talk about minutes, Brunson, rolls his ankle beginning of the third quarter.
Yes, he did.
Still ends up with 35 minutes tonight. But hey, were you shocked that they went to Deuce McBride? Because I understand that he is the 6th man, but were you looking for somebody to come in with a little bit more playmaking chops? That's not really McBride's forte.
Trust, man. Trust. You had Payne just coming back. Deuce has delivered every game off the bench. He's delivered every game. I can't recall. Was there one night where you could say he had a bad game? Maybe one. I got to go back and look in this early 10-game set. It might have been one where it's like, Deuce didn't really have it tonight. But by and large, he's been delivering in his role, man. And tonight he did the same thing, And it was scary. Brunson did roll his ankle pretty bad. Wasn't sure what was going to happen, if he was going to come back or not. He did come back. But, McBride, you can see the experience in McBride's play if you've been like us and watching him since he's got here. And every year you can see that expansion of his game.
For sure. And, I'm only asking because we've talked this offseason saying that, he's a better off-ball guard. And so when you say off-ball, it's not really somebody that initiates the offense. You're probably looking for somebody to come in and just be a little bit of a playmaker. And even though his shot wasn't falling tonight, and he's a score-first guy, I'm pretty sure he got you 5 assists throughout the first half before he went out. And so he's still trying to be that playmaker. The reason I ask is that this offense, like, we can get from Towns, OG, Bridges, and everybody else, but I was wondering, do you go out there and put another playmaker just to make sure that everyone still is feasting? But in this case, as you said, you trust the guy who's been producing on more nights than not, which is Deuce McBride, and there was nothing wrong with it. I thought it was a good move to have him just because his offense, he provided the 3-point shooting. He's been aggressive enough. You also actually anything, you gain defense. That's what you're worried about. So you gain some defense even when JB was out, getting his ankle checked out.
That's exactly right. Al, we got a $100 super chat from our guy J Cal, man. Jason Cal Cannon. Salute to J Cal and all the guys at the All In podcast and the This Week in Startups podcast. 2 of the top podcasts in the nation. But J Cal, man, he's Knicks Nation through and through first, and he sent a $100 super chat to us, Al. He says, it's going to take 20 to 40 games for us to dial this in, but you can see it happening. Just stay healthy and stay over 500. Shout out to J Cal for the love, man. Yeah, listen, man, we've been telling these guys, Al, you cannot make knee-jerk reactions from one win or one loss. Like, for example, like tonight, I look at tonight, good way to get back to 500, something to push us into a eventual winning streak, which I would expect. They should be able to sweep these next 4 home games. There's no excuse for it. So that's how I look at tonight's win. It's not about, they beat Philly and this. They got the win. Certain players are looking good. Push that into the next game. Got to give it time, man, for this thing to gel and to marinate. So we're in a good spot. Shout out to J Cal for the super chat. Al, let's get to the phones, man. Phone lines are up and running. Let's start off with Big Daddy G on the Discord. Big Daddy G, go ahead and unmute your mic.
What's good, Alex? What's good, CP?
How you feeling, man? Big Daddy G in the building. How you feeling?
Dude, I'm feeling great. This is Gio from North Carolina.
How you feeling, man?
Dude, great win tonight. Huge win, giving us momentum going into that homestand, man. Just massive. But I'm going to keep it rapid fire. But we are in a position where Jalen Brunson isn't playing that good, and we have enough talent on the team to still win games, or at the very least, just be in it until the end. So I can't wait for it to start clicking for Brunson, because once that happens, I truly believe that we'll be unstoppable. And last thing before I go, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm proud of Jericho Sims tonight. Thought he played a good game defensively.
Sims, talk about it. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real.
In his minutes, I thought he played a good game defensively, rebounding, and bro, that putback dunk was actually so hype, man.
Yeah.
So I liked his energy. He wasn't jumping for pump fakes. So pretty much that's all I got, though, boys. Appreciate y'all.
There you
Thanks
go,
for taking my call.
Big Daddy G on the check-in, man. Call back anytime, man. Quick and rapid fire. Follow the rules. You're welcome here at any time. J Cal is on the Discord. J Cal, let's go.
Good.
Let's go, man.
That's good.
How you feeling, man?
I feel great. We knew there would be some adjustments, and just rapid fire as we always do here. OG is so efficient. I just love him as a player.
Yeah.
We were talking about Bridges has no shot. Now he floats around with these little floaters and turnarounds. He looks like he's Kobe out there. I love him. And then the jungle cat. He's wild. He's wild out there. I thought, what happened to he's goofy. He doesn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
He's all business. This the jungle cat.
Set the tone early from the opening tip. Set the tone with Embiid, man. I think he took it personal. There's a little history there between those two. So I think he took it personal tonight.
They got into a little fisticuffs. And I had a really bad perception. I think a lot of us Knicks fans did about Cat, that he wasn't serious. He wasn't dialed in, but he fits with this squad so good. And Deuce is super improved. He's really improved, noticeably, and Hart's still a rock.
Noticeably. Absolutely.
Noticeably better. So, it's very easy to get depressed with this Pacers situation or the Celtics blowout, yada, yada. But, hey, 500, healthy, and let's just not play these guys like it's the playoffs and we're playing 42 to 48 minutes each. Let's keep them in the mid-30s or less. and stay above 500. I guess the question I have for you guys is when Mitch comes back. And by the way, the previous caller nailed it with like, if the captain's not playing well and we're above 500, that's a pretty good sign. Because when he dials it in, man, I feel bad for these other teams. But let's talk about Mitch for a second.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Like when he comes back, what do we do with him? What's the strategy here?
Yeah.
What's the starting lineup? What's the plan? Because I have a feeling this team's going to be really good before he gets back. We're going to start winning, you know, I think 4 out of 5 games. We're going to be like pretty dialed in. What do you want to do with him?
Yeah, I don't think they start him right away. I don't think they start him right away because he's already shown that, well, who knows? This time around could be different, but if we're going off of history, the last time he came back mid-season off of a surgery, he was heavier. It took him a while to ramp up, and so he was very lethargic, and he just didn't have it. And but by the time he got to the Cavs series, which was 2 years ago, he played better. Then he came into the season last year, and he was fantastic until he got hurt again and kind of just never recovered. So I think they bring him together slowly, limited minutes, off the bench. You get nights where you're going to have him and Towns out there playing together. And then some other nights, you're going to have to rely on this configuration, what you have right here, because if you play the Pacers, if you play the Celtics, you might not be able to have the luxury of playing Mitch and Towns for an extended look. So I think matchups are also going to determine how often or when you're going to go to Mitch. But I think in the beginning, they're going to be very cautious with him to make sure that the ankle is stable and that he can really endure for money time, which starts in April, May, and beyond.
I think it's all matchup situation, man. I think based on who the Knicks are facing, would you see Mitch even enter the starting lineup? I agree with you saying where you got to let him rest, get back, get his legs under him. You just don't want him to get injured again. We've seen him like rush through things and then he gets injured. I think back when Thibs first took over the team, he came back from injury. He rushed back in after being out for some time, then gets injured again. I know it was 2 separate injuries, but nonetheless, Mitch is a guy that you got to be careful with. Got to place him in bubble wrap to a degree until he's fully healthy. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see nights where he's in that starting rotation based on who that matchup is. Like if you're playing the Cavs, I would not be surprised if we see a Twin Towers off the rip, and you know what, you say, "Hey, Josh, you're starting on the bench tonight," and then you go that direction. I think it's all going to be matchups. But there's not too many teams at this point. We're throwing Mitch out there because a lot of teams are trying to like space the floor and have that middle of the court open.
I don't think Hart's seeing the pine, bro.
All right, guys. Just as I drop off, final question for you both.
Yeah.
We know Cat's the MVP to date, right? I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
Who do you got after him? Who's your number 2 so far this season?
OG.
Games?
OG.
You go OG?
And I might even argue he is the MVP. Yeah. Two-way play. Defense never lacking, you know? Defense never lacking. See, tonight is a night where Towns, he did what he had to do, especially offensively, but defensively, he really wasn't tested. And I say that because, number one, Embiid decided not to play tonight, and they were missing Maxey. Tonight was a night where the Knicks defense overall, even though they did have a tough time with the Sixers team putting them away, the Sixers didn't really put a lot of pressure on the Knicks like opposing more speedy, more athletic guards have in their previous losses, like Garland and Mitchell, like Jalen Green with the Rockets, like Halliburton. Those guards, like Trae Young, those guards that can really turn the corner and put pressure on the Knicks to make that defense force them into rotations, those are the teams that really give them trouble. Tonight, they benefited from the Sixers not having Maxey and being more of a perimeter-oriented team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. All right. J. Cal, appreciate the call, man. J. Cal
Always.
On the check-in, man. We'll let J. Cal get back to it. But yeah, Al, that's what I was saying. I mean, what do you think? I didn't think they really got tested per se tonight, despite McCain and George having their moments. It wasn't where, the ball's just getting sprayed all around and these guys are having to turn their head. It was just better individual offense to me.
Yeah, I mean, Embiid didn't really play. You didn't have Max. He was a downhill threat. Paul George was your only threat tonight. I mean, Sixers, they're going through injuries as well. But even with that, Brunson didn't have a good game tonight. So
yeah.
Did the Knicks get tested defensively to the highest capability of what the Sixers could offer? No. But nonetheless, I'm still looking at this as a good win. It's a good, solid win based on how Brunson's playing. It seems like he's still trying to figure out his rhythm. There's still a lot of moving pieces for the Knicks. Defensively, no. But if you're going to ask me who the MVP of this team is definitely OG. I mean, two-way play. He's been very consistent. Not saying that Cat hasn't been consistent, but as you noted, the two-way play is what stands out. I mean, he's shooting 48% from the field. He's shooting 41% from downtown on over 5 attempts per game. He's shooting 83% from the free throw line. The dude is just efficient. It's for his position, what he's doing right now you can argue whether it's a small forward or the power forward. I consider him the power forward when he's out there. And he's battling, and he's finishing through contact. Yeah. He's cutting. When you watch these dunks, there's some points where I'm like, ooh, do you really need to do that, man? I need you to be okay. We don't need to see you be that aggressive. I want to make sure that you're walking off at the end of 48 minutes and you're ready for the next game. OG has just been phenomenal, truly. And the thing is that, as I said earlier, he's doing it with limited touches. You know how you watch Klay Thompson not too long ago, back in his prime? It was Klay only took 3 dribbles this game, and he got you 30 some odd points, right? Something along those lines. I forgot how many dribbles it was. It feels that way for OG, where he doesn't even have to really dribble, create, and yet this man walks over with 20 points out of the game. That's insane. Absolutely insane.
They said my guy was overpaid. The only thing that's going to stop him from getting to his goals and meeting his true potential is the injury. That's it. He's fine. As long as he stays healthy, he will be A-okay, man. So shout out to the dog. Great game tonight and continuing to lead the New York Knicks. CP and Alex on the ones and twos. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. My guys at Bleacher Report, we are going to sign off on the Bleacher Report side. Make sure you head over to the KFTV side on YouTube for more highlights, analysis, and more caller reactions. For you guys at Bleacher Report, we will see you guys tomorrow after the Knicks versus Bulls game. So Bleacher Report, we will sign out for you. And on the YouTube side, we are going to keep it rocking with more calls, more highlights, and our key stats tonight, plus play rating. So the show is continuing. Al, we got to pay some bills, man, and shout out one of our sponsors of the night, and that is Skims, the official underwear partner of the NBA. Shout out to Kim Kardashian and their team at Skims, originally creating products mostly for women, but they've jumped into the menswear, from underwear to loungewear to athletic wear. Shout out to our friends at Skims for sponsoring today's show. And like I told you, man, I was primarily a boxer guy. I would always just go out there and, just go grab them boxes, man, for a long time. But I tried the Skims, and in particular, the Stretch Boxer Brief. And I got to tell you, it's a game changer, man. Great fabric. Very roomy, breathable. I could hoop in it. I could work out in it. I could do post-game live in it like I'm doing right now. Great material, very comfortable, and quality. And I like it, man. I'm switching over. And most importantly, like we told the people at home, this show is a wife-friendly show. The ladies love the Skims, fellas. Trust and believe. The ladies love the Skims. I don't need to paint the picture for you anymore, but just understand. Al, am I lying or not? Man, you got the Skims at home. I sent you a pair.
Very well worth it, man. Yeah. I'll tell you that right now. I don't got to go too deep into what's happening, but very well worth it. Yeah. And I mean, look, we support the ladies who allow, who understand that the the men at home have to get their daily fix of KFTV and CP. You're doing the Lord's work by showing them this Donovan Mitchell ad. Look at you.
Man.
Look at you doing that.
Shout out to Spot. Well, they don't sponsor Brunson. You know, Brunson's not a cover athlete. So far, it's been Mitchell and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But they do have the 3-pack of the boxer briefs for $26. So that's a good deal. Go to skims.com. Make your purchase. It's not just underwear. They have athletic wear. They have regular men's clothing as well. T-shirts, the whole 9 yards. Go to skims.com. Make a purchase. You will be emailed a post-purchase survey. And when they ask you, how did you hear about Skims, you click on podcast and then click on KFTV. And that's how you support us, as well as supporting our sponsors, man. But, yeah, go ahead and check out the Skims, man. Great material. Very breathable fabric and very different than most of the boxer briefs and underwear that I've worn, man. So shout out to our guys over there at Skims. Okay, more on. Yes.
Hold on, I want to get a poll question out there because that was it was a good question by Jay Cal. I want to know what the fans think.
Yeah.
TM, can you throw into the chat? Who's the MVP right now for the Knicks? Is it OG Anunoby or is it Karl Anthony Towns? We need to know that answer from the fan base.
What do you guys think, man? Who is the MVP of the team? That's a good question by J. Cal. Let's throw it in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. My franchise channel members, you guys are in here heavy. Go ahead and send us a CP salute in the chat. Let us know that you're in here heavy. Let's spam the chat with our franchise channel members, man. Salute to all you guys, and definitely appreciate the love. Okay, Femme from BK. Femme, go ahead and unmute your mic. Femme.
Salute. You can hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. It's your show. Let's go.
Salute, Alex. Salute, CP. Number one, first and foremost, there's 2,600 in the chat. Less than 500 likes. Hit that like button.
Femme,
it's the number one show for the fans by the fans.
Let's go.
All right, and so I had a couple things just about the night. I'm gonna be rapid fire.
Okay.
First and foremost, I think Thibs had a great job coaching tonight. Does Thibs own Nick Nurse? I think it was a masterclass. First and foremost, like the challenge that he had, I think it was the fourth quarter. I think was a huge swing when Towns elbowed both Oubre and Embiid in the head. So that swing, and McBride hit a 3 right after that, and then we went from 4, like the Sixers were on a run, then we went up 7. So I think that really swung the game. And I thought Thibs did a lot of great plays, like when Embiid was out on the perimeter guarding Jalen Brunson. Jalen swung it around, and then OG was able to dive into the paint because nobody was guarding down there. So I think they did a really great job on the team defense. But you answered one of the questions that I had earlier. Was it the team defense in general? Or like you said, it was like the Sixers not really playing to it? And I don't know if you talked about this already, but that Bontemps sound clip with Towns having interior defense being like 91, letting like 91% of shots. I'm curious to know what you guys think about that. But shout out to Josh Hart. Shout out to McBride. Shout out to the whole team. I'm not worried about the Sixers. I'm not worried about the Cavs. Just wait till Mitch and Precious come back. We running this whole East.
Let's go.
Thanks for taking my call. Let's
go, man. Femme from BK. Appreciate the call. As a defensive product, I did think overall they played better. Like Alex said, you did see a lot of aggressiveness off ball. I just think they were dialed in, especially when you get the doors blown off of you like they did on Sunday's fourth quarter against the Pacers. You expect these guys to come back and play with some heart and some fire and some spirit. And I did think they did. But the reality is that this Sixer offense right now without Maxey and with Embiid coasting is not what the Pacers offense was on Sunday. It's different. It's not what the Celtics were. So, it's a different caliber that they were used to. It's a pace that is more akin to what the Knicks want to run, and it fits into how they want to defend. So I thought those were kind of a confluence of factors there that led to the Knicks getting this W and overall playing much better defensively than they did on Sunday. Al, your thoughts?
When I talked to Dave early on Game of the Week preview, the first thing I mentioned when it came down to the key statistics for matchups, both these teams were ranked prior to tonight's game 25th when it came to fast break points scored. Both these teams don't really like to get out and transition that much. They're both slow. Both head coaches have this mindset and this tradition of just saying, we're going to grind out the clock. We're going to really work each and every single possession because that's how you protect the ball. And that's how you get your players like Embiid, Paul George, Brunson, Cat, or OG or Bridges. It's how you make sure you get them touches and make sure that, to them, it's the more effective offense. So tonight, that's the style that they like to play. They also don't really have the horses to necessarily go out there and consistently stop a fast-paced team, as we saw against the Pacers, man. We're just not there yet. We have to wait for other guys to get healthy. But tonight is the perfect matchup if you want to say, hey, the Sixers are not super athletic like the Rockets. All right. They don't have the wings like they did in Atlanta, and they're not as fast as the Pacers. This is a good matchup for them. So it's still going to take time for this defense to really gel.
Yeah.
But tonight is just a good way to build off it. Sometimes sometimes when you get matchups like this, it's good just working on the fundamentals. Like we had Steph on the show last night, and he's talking about Bridges and how he needs to be aggressive and not go under screens and work above like how McBride does.
And McBride showed you that all game tonight. If you watch McBride tonight, he showed you how to stay connected with a ball handler all night. McBride did a good job on that tonight.
That's a fact. But what I'm saying is like games like this is a good way to practice that, where it's at a speed where you can practice those tactics, I'm losing the word that I want to use, but like the consistency of just executing on that. But these are those type of matchups, man. So you got to take it for what it is. They played a solid defensive effort tonight. They did it. Habits. Working on those habits.
Working on the habits
that you want to see.
Working on the habits, man. Shout out to Desmond Jordan Al. He's a new member of the franchise channel member. Shout out to Jordan. Ray Matos, $5 super chat, says, first super chat of the new season. Salute to you, Ray. He says, Cat is a star. Brunson, look out. And he's got an LOL laughing emoji. Corey Lee, $10 super chat, says, look, Knicks fans, I'm grateful for victory, but captain is the problem because he hasn't bought in because he needs his thank God for all the other players on our facts. Okay. And then he sent another super chat, like saying that I work for the organization. So I think Corey needs to, first and foremost, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate the support. Save the money and work on your grammar, first and foremost. Secondly, the people with the Brunson stuff. Come on, man. Again, this is another 10-game knee-jerk, ridiculous reaction. Let the guy adjust to a new team. Let the guy work on getting his shots to fall. It is 10 games in, Al. He is literally, I couldn't tell you, of all the playoff performers, he is literally the last person who I'm even going to be worried about 10 games into the season. The guy has bought so much room in my book in terms, some of the criticism, he's holding on to the ball, he's not finding guys, all that is fine. But like the idea that like the verdict is out on him and he's not this guy anymore through 10 games, y'all are bugging, man. We gotta relax. Just like on the team, relax on Brunson, man. Let him get it together, man. It's 10 games, bro.
It's like I don't know why we got to throw out. This guy has been so good for us for the past 2 seasons. Yeah. We saw what he did down in Dallas when Luka was out against the Utah Jazz. He's just taking time, man, to get adjusted. All right. The man also injured his wrist. This was the last game of the postseason. He could still be recovering from that. But regardless, like he's earned enough leeway where it's okay, especially as you noted. Talk about a whole new rotation, whole new set,
brand new everything,
a new set of cast of guys that you got to learn to play with.
Got to be.
And the thing is that it's not just him. Like he go out there and try to go get his own every single night, but that's not just his role. He's also the playmaker. He's also the captain. He's in a role where it's just going to take time to adjust. He's constantly leveling up. Just got to give him a break, man. Give him a break.
I told you, man. I'm all 82, man. Some of you guys forgot what that meant. All 82. This guy has delivered. We sent Julius packing, a notorious choker in the playoffs, and you got a guy that put the team on his back 2 years in a row, and you're ready to turn on him. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. And then KG said, he had 6 turnovers tonight. Tomorrow's another game. That's my reaction. Y'all living and dying on every single game as an indictment. Oh, this means that we're not going to be good. This means he's going to be terrible. And the next night he shuts everybody up. Relax, man. Relax. Hashtag all 82 is the motto. And it always will be. Let it marinate, man. Let it marinate. All right?
And the thing is, he started off last season just like this. Remember when him and Randall both couldn't find their shots?
Yeah.
And then they found their shots.
Anyway, Al, more important things. Shout out to the boy Wonder Lloyd Banks. He's in the building tonight. Halloween Havoc Part 5. Download it today. Stream it today. Shout out to Lloyd Banks, man. Keeping it consistent and keeping it great. Let's go. He says, NYK, let's go. Salute to the chat. Salute to the show. Favorable schedule coming up. Like he said, streak on the way. Everybody calm down. Banks is saying it. You got Chicago tomorrow, back-to-back against the Swamp Dragons, and then you got Wizards all at home. Win, 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 win.
Should be.
Should be. It is the NBA. Anything is possible. But they should be winning these games, man.
They should. And we should have the expectation that they go out there and win these games based on the talent, the offseason moves, all that. Look, this team still has the second best offense in the league right now. I expect them to go out there and just go punish these teams that are coming up. I mean, look, you got Chicago's 4-7. They're on the verge. Like, they ain't that great. Then you talk about the Brooklyn Nets. That's a team we should beat, but we can't sleep on. These guys have been staying in games, and this is a game where I know they're playing them twice. You just go in there, take care of business, and you don't give them any rope. That's the one thing I'll say about that team.
Yeah. Shout out to Blood of the Panther, Al. $10 super chat. He said, okay, I'm trying to think. Who is this? Is this a Capleton track he's quoting right here?
Blood of the Panther? Whoa,
yeah. You gotta check the super chat. Blood of the Panther. Is that a Capleton track? I'm trying to read the lyrics you dropping in the chat here. He dropped a bar. He dropped a dance hall bar in the chat, man. Shout out Reek Flair, Al franchise channel member, says the Knicks will be fine. Okay. Quay C, $10 super chat says Knicks win and I get home to my Manscaped lawnmower at the door. Today was a good day. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Quay C in the chat. He's a winner in our book. Go to manscaped.com. Use our code KFTV. 20% off plus free shipping. Look.
No testimonials.
No testimonials. You see now, we're in November 12th. The holiday commercials, they're stuffing it down your throat. You got people putting Christmas lights up
pause.
early. Whatever. It is what it is. It's commerce time, but it is a good gift to get, man. You got Manscaped. We got a lot of stuff. We do have a lot of sponsors that are, very appropriate for this time of year when it comes to gift giving and getting the fellas, our homies. This is a predominantly male-driven audience. Some gifts. So, fellas, make sure you guys are doing what you need to do. Take care of the chores. Do what you got to do so that the wives take care of you. They let you watch KFTV after the game. That's a 6-hour commitment. And you go to manscaped.com. Use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping, man. It's a family show, man. It is a family show, man.
Yeah, you all see that in chat? CP's trying to, swipe one under the rug with a flagrant 3. But, hey,
if the conductor gets tossed from the show with a flagrant 3, what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
I'm right here.
I mean, listen, I slipped up, but it is what it is, man. I'm just happy we got to win and we don't got to hear from the crybaby Knicks fans. The Knowledgeist, $20 super chat says, shout out to OG for having 8 to 9 dunks. Such a vital piece of the team. Some gripes, though. Too many turnovers, too much sloppiness. Also, how do we get half as many free throws as the Sixers? Dudes are getting mauled out there. Yeah, I didn't like the refereeing tonight. I did not like the Zebras tonight. You guys know I'm not one to complain about the refs. I didn't like them tonight when the Knicks were concerned. But, as a whole, the Knicks are not a free throw heavy team. Look at their ranking, Al. They're like 28th in the league in free throw rate. Who was worried about that all off season long? One CP the franchise. Now, that will rear its ugly head at certain points of this year. when they lose tight games. But, you know, I think it's also a product of who they are. They're just not a team that's just going to attack the basket like that. So,
No,
it's one of those nights, man.
you know, and that's the changing identity of this team, right? Last year, you had between Brunson and Randall, those are two guys that were able to slow the game down, draw the contact, and just, you know, hopefully out on points. I mean, both those guys, even Brunson this season, come on, man. Can we work on the free throws? Can we? Just for the love of God, man. Please. But anyway.
Well, he went 8 for 8 tonight, in fairness to him. He hit all his free throws.
He did, man. But I'm thinking about, like, it's like last game against the Pacers, like, yo, we need, as you would say, we need it. We need that. And it's just like, you missed a free throw. Come on, man. But anyway, that's what they were last season. It's an identity change for this season. Now, I will say that even though they're not drawing the same free throw rate, they are converting their free throws at a high percentage. They're fourth in the NBA right now, knocking down 82% of their free throws. So
there you go.
That's a revelation because this team struggled in years past knocking down their free throws. So that's the trade-off that you get. At least you know when they get to the line, they can knock them down. But if you're watching this game tonight and you're seeing the Philadelphia 76ers just, you know, thanks to Joel Embiid flopping left and right and just despicable basketball. Good Lord, man. Can you show some dominance and not have to flop? That is ridiculous. But that's just how this game is at times, man. And that's just not who the Knicks are.
All right, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP and Alex on the 1s and 2s. Let's get to the DraftKings key stats of the night, Al. Go to DraftKings.com. Use our code KFTV. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Let's go to the key stats of the night, Al. Knicks shot damn near 50% from the field. From three was a different story. 29% from downtown, 9 of 31. They did get up 31 attempts. Sixers did manage to get 42 attempts up there and shot 33% from three and 37% from the field. Just as you said, Al, the Knicks did go 14 of 15 from the charity stripe. They shot 93% from the field. Won the rebounding battle tonight, 47-40, which I expected them to. Assists, they blew the doors off, 31-19. So Knicks really connecting there. Good ball movement overall and getting efficient offense. The turnovers was the key. One person in the chat did mention that just now, and that was the knowledgeist, because the Knicks did give up 15 turnovers, and they gave up 15 points off of those turnovers. The Sixers, on the other hand, did give up 15, but gave up 21 points over those turnovers. So the Knicks getting the upper hand there. But I did think that the points off of turnovers on top of the McCain flurries was what really kept the Sixers in the game in that second half. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, you know, that was key for me there where the Knicks were concerned. Points in the paint, and this is what I mean by not having to face those dynamic guards. Knicks won the points in the paint battle tonight by 24. 54 points in the paint for the Knicks, 30 for the Sixers. Largest lead, 15 for the Knicks, 2 for the Sixers, man. Your thoughts?
Biggest takeaways for me is, first of all, I'm going to go back to Game of the Week preview, which, you know, if you all check in, I talk about these numbers like second chance points, fast break points. I said to Dave, both of these teams like to play slow. Whoever wins the fast break points is going to win this game. Knicks beat the Sixers by 1 point, 12-11. But hey, they won that battle. And then the one where I thought it was going to be two battering rams against each other. Knicks really good at second chance opportunities. Philadelphia good at preventing second chance opportunities. Knicks won that battle 13-8. And between winning those two areas, man, those are the two areas I really honed in on for the Knicks defeating Philadelphia. And they both won those two matchups right there. Other than that, you like to see the Knicks knocking down the free throws at a high conversion. 3-point shooting, man. Got into a little bit of a slump, though. 29%. Got to see that turn around at some point. But doesn't even matter when you're dominating in the paint as the Knicks did. They were shooting at a high. I mean, they're shooting really well in the paint tonight. You can't knock them for that. So just want to see their 3-point shooting get around. But other than that, solid performance for the Knicks. They won the two categories that I needed them to win in order to get this win tonight.
Yes, sir. Salute to Lou Tang on the chat franchise channel member. Salute to Jet Life. Shout out my guy Currency and them. As we said, man, the key stats of the night, Al, is brought to you guys by DraftKings, the number one sportsbook for KFTV. Use our promo code KFTV at DraftKings.com. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets. Who's draining threes beyond the arc? Who's crashing the boards and grabbing rebounds? Get behind your favorite players and prop bets you can make on DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. If this is your first time, new DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. If you guys have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, that's call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Definitely play responsibly. Remember that 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, Ontario, and the bonus bets do expire 168 hours after issuance. So, for additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/bball. All right, shout out to our guys at DraftKings. CP and Alex on the ones and twos. Number one show for the fans, by the fans, is on and popping. Back to the phones for the rest of the night. Tone on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Tone, what's good?
Man, how y'all doing?
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. Just rapid fire real quick.
Sure.
Cause great win, man. I'm happy we got the win. I'm not worried about JB. He be all right.
Yeah.
Man, OG looking like Vince out there, man, with the dunks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I love to see it, man. Oh yeah, good game, man. I wanted this win because once Embiid started showboating and trying to hype up the crowd, I was like, yeah, they need to beat him. I hate that dude. But good win. We should sweep all these other teams. Happy to see Mikal get back on track. Oh, I love Hart, Mr. Triple Double. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the call, man. Call back anytime, man. That's Tone checking in on the Discord. Make sure you guys are joining the Discord as well, man. 24/7 group chat. Good people down there. The chat is ongoing. And we love that, man. Shout out to the Discord. Sayquizzy, go ahead and unmute your mic. Sayquizzy, let's go. Sayquizzy, are you there?
You can you hear me?
Yeah, you there, man. Let's go.
I was at the building tonight.
Oh, you in the building tonight? Yeah, talk about
yeah.
it.
This is my first time calling, going to the game because I'm always like driving back home.
Yeah.
But I had to call in today. I was in the building. It was a lot of Knicks fans there.
Of course.
I think we got another home out there because it was Knicks fans everywhere. But Embiid out here flopping, man.
Yeah,
we was locking him down. He out here flopping.
You know it. You know it. That's how he gets down. That's just get down.
But Josh Hart he was doing his thing out there, Mr. Everything, like passing a ball, getting rebounds, the triple dub. I love to see that. And then OG locked down, getting dunks, shooting threes.
Yeah.
Today I was happy we won because now I could go home with a smile on my face and not being depressed.
Yeah. Are you happier that you got out of there unscathed, or are you happier that the Knicks got a W? I mean, you were in enemy territory. It is Philadelphia. They don't have much home training out there, and you guys got the decisive victory. Are you just happy you got out of there unscathed?
Yeah, I'm happy. But it was a lot of Knicks fans, so I think they would have had my back if anything would have happened. It was Knicks fans left and right from me.
I don't know, man. When things hit the fan, that orange and blue might go away. But I'm just glad you got home, man. I'm just glad you got home. Enjoy the vibe, and Knicks Nation was in there representing well, man.
Yeah, but that's all I gotta say, though.
All right, man. Stay up, man. Sayquizzy on the check-in. Salute, man. Al, you laughing, man? Why you laughing, bro?
You're telling him, I don't know if Knicks Nation's got your back, but hey, man.
Listen, I'm just keeping it beat, man. When things get real, that's when you really see what people are made of, Well, that orange and blue rah-rah sounds hot until, you get into it with it. The Philly faithful, man, like I said, they're a different breed, man. They are a different species. It's like Shelbyville from The Simpsons. My Simpsons fans. You know what I mean? That's what the Philly fans are like. So you just don't know. You know, you might get into a little scrum. You might find yourself by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you never know, man. You know.
Hey, man, they are savages down there.
Yeah.
I will not lie. They are savages.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going down there just for a Jets-Eagles game, and they're talking trash to us like we face each other like every single year. I'm like, guys, we come through, like, you own us every single year. We have not beaten you. But actually, I think we did once more recently, but it's like at the time we've lost you every single year. This is not even a rivalry. What's going on?
Eddie Marr, shout out our guy Eddie Marr. He's always in here. He says, CP, I was at the game and there was a fight in the arena. Philly's wild. I'm trying to tell you. You know, you got to be careful, man. Walk carefully out there. When you get in there, get in, root for your team, and get out of there. Get out of there. Fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. You know what the nicest place I've ever been for a sporting event was? Tennessee. Went to watch the Jets play the Titans.
Yeah.
Lost. This is when we have good lord.
Yeah.
Jets were up all the way until the final 2 minutes of the game. Then they lose. I walk out of that arena. Everyone's like, "Good game. That was a good game." And I'm like being very like, I'm like, "Are you being facetious?" I don't even know I don't know how to take this right now. So like, even the person in front of me, this old lady in front of me turns around and shakes my hand. She's like, "Good game." I'm like, "I didn't even play. Why are you shaking my hand? What's going on?"
You know, I like Nashville though, man. I like Nashville. It's a nice city. It's clean. It's fun. You know, it's new. It's got that new thing to it, you know? When you come from New York, you go to different places, you see how, like, everything, new developments and clean stuff, like, you're like, man, you know?
Start going to Top Golf at every single location.
Right. So,
good eats.
Yeah, no, I like Nashville, man. It's a nice little corner of the country there. Nice. Shout out to Nashville, man. Yeah, man. If you guys are new in the chat, man, type in #new in the chat, and we will shout you guys out, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Knicks get a win. Everybody's happy, man. It's a good night, man. It's a good night when we win, you know?
Always a good night when we win.
Yeah. We had the emergency live stream last night. It was Knicks Weekly, so we were on schedule. But it was timely in that, you know, we felt the angst of the fan base. They were coming at us. It was Hatfields and McCoys type of time. So whenever you feel that in the atmosphere, you got to hold the emergency forum. And just let the fans have at it.
Well, don't worry, CP. They'll be back soon enough.
Oh yes, they will. Let's circle back after the West Coast.
Wait 24 hours.
Yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow, man. All right, a couple more, man. Having a good time here. Flocadamus on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Flocadamus.
Yo, audio clearer than Diddy's oil?
Yo. Whoa. Yes.
All right. Salute, y'all.
Yeah.
Salute.
Yeah.
Can I just say how beautiful it is when the Knicks trust each other on offense, man?
Yeah.
Like, it's when they're moving the ball and they just know where each other's cutting, everybody's moving to the perimeter and rotating. It's a work of art. It's a masterpiece. I can't say enough about it. And it's beautiful when Josh Hart actually trusts his jump shot, man. Like, I had my hands to the TV every time he had an open possession, hoping he would shoot it. I was like, give him my power, like, you know, like Goku asking for the spirit bomb and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was locked into his shot, man. It was great to see him really have his confidence. There's nothing that can stop him when he has it, man. And then, you know, Cat was tough tonight. I liked the way he played. I've called before. I said, you know, I've been a little bit of a pessimist about him, but he's proven me wrong slowly but surely. And I think, you know, 10 games on the season, I'm gonna overreact, and I'm gonna give OG the name. I gotta give him Bodega Burglar, man, because every time he gets a ball, a forced pickup, a deflection, a mini poster, I could hear the Philly cheesesteaks getting sucked out the air out of the fans' stomachs, bro. It was beautiful. Yo. And you know, he's our East Coast Kawhi Leonard, man. He a little weird, but I like his defense. Yeah, he's great, man. Yo, and shout out Manscaped, man. My wife got me hooked up. Skims is going on the Christmas list.
There you go. And Mando, do you have the whole body deodorant? You know, you might need that, man.
Oh, that's coming up next. That's definitely going on the list, CP, for sure. But shout out Knicks Nation, y'all, and appreciate you for taking my call.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. So my man, he's got the right order, Al. So he's got Manscaped. He's got his lawnmower 5.0. No testimonials, but you know what he does with that. And then he throws on the Skims. And he said, And he looped in the wife. We are a wife-friendly show. So he's going in the right order. Now he just needs a little Mando, whole-body deodorant, throw it on here, there, and everywhere. 72 hours of protection. This guy's going to be walking around like Ric Flair. Thank us later, man. This is what we do at KFTV, man. It's not just top-quality Knicks content. We put you guys on to be better people in life.
Walking around like Ric Flair or the Diddler at this point. Good Lord.
Yeah, he did. He did mention the Diddler, man. Oof.
What is happening tonight? Flagrants flying all over the place.
Yeah, flagrants. Yeah, man. But yeah, shout out to that guy, man. He's happy, man. I'm happy for him.
Hey, look, Knicks win. Solid win against the Sixers tonight. And, you said they got revenge. Was it just a continuum of a beat? I mean, we did defeat this team in the postseason. So who got revenge here? I think it's just more of a Sixers fan embarrassment at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, you walked out of the arena early. Didn't even watch your team finish.
Yeah. I mean, they're Sixer fans for you, man. There's no loyalty. They expect losses. They expect to lose. So that's just it. Oh, shout out to Marlon Small, man. Shout out to Marlon Small. That's my guy. He said a bunch of us still stuck in Philly with train delays. Damn. Marlon Small, is it the Amtrak? What's the situation, man? Call in. Are you stuck at the Amtrak? That sucks. It's 11:45 right now. So what? Is the Amtrak delayed to Penn Station? That would be tough. That sucks.
Well, you know who they need, CP?
What's that?
They need a conductor.
There you go, man.
They need somebody to, get the Iron Horse working again.
For sure. That sucks, though, man. I hope anybody stuck out there in Philly, I hope you guys get home safe. Train delays are the worst. I used to hate that with Penn Station and LIRR, NJ Transit. Sucks. That definitely sucks. And especially right now,
you're trying to get home. You probably got work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now you got a train delay.
Yeah. Amtrak, yeah, damn, that sucks, man. Marlon Small, hold your head. How long are they saying the delay is? Yeah, are they mad that it's just Knicks fans primarily trying to get home? Is that the Philly special? Marlon Small, do some investigating, man. Make sure that they really stuck, man. And this is not
find out who
plot.
that conductor is. Who's driving that train? Is it a Philly fan?
Yeah. Make sure it's a true delay and not a Philly delay. But either way, man, hopefully y'all get home, man. That's whack. I hate that. I would hate that for sure. So hopefully all our Knicks fans get home quickly back to New York. X-Meth on the Discord. X-Meth. That's his name.
Hello?
I just got to read the meth. Yes, hello. Hey, how are you, sir?
How you doing? You guys can hear me all right?
Yeah, loud and clear. How you doing, man?
Perfect. I'm doing good. My name's Jason. I live in Brooklyn, from High Bridge originally, from the Bronx.
Okay.
Calling in just to say a couple things real quick. Yeah. First off, I appreciate the non-drop coverage today. Mm-hmm. Our drop coverage generally is terrible. Our rotations come off pretty bad. But today they decided to kind of move that around, and we, avoided a lot of open threes from the corner, which is great. Secondly, I think people need to lay off Cat a little, man. Like, I think he's doing great right now. Mm-hmm. I think he's very versatile. He's decided that he wants to score in a bunch of different ways, not just shooting threes. He's down there shooting hook shots. He's getting rebounds. And also, we got Carl Anthony Kidd out there throwing those no-look passes, looking amazing.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That helps the rotation.
Yeah.
Helping the rotation of the ball. Last thing I want to say on defense-wise, I love that even though Campaign maybe wasn't representing as much in the offense, he and McBride always get back on defense as soon as the rebound goes into the Sixers' hands. Mm-hmm. We always get beat in transition, but with them two running back, along also with Bridges, has them, that'll alleviate us from getting scored on in transition. Granted, it's the Sixers; they're not the fastest, youngest team, but that's just good to see because that's basically why the Pacers beat us. We weren't getting back in transition.
Yeah.
And other than that, lay off Brunson. He always starts the season pretty bad. He's gonna pick it up once he, figures out the offensive situation. And that's pretty good. Pretty much it. Good win. Thank you for having me.
Level-headed takes from X-Meth on the Discord. Not going to ask why his name is his name. We'll just respect that his name is his name. Whatever it is. Whatever it is, man. If you like it, I love it. You know? Oh, he was still on. I didn't want him to go into explaining, so I dropped him off. It's a family show. X-Meth. We can talk about it at a different time. Salute to everybody in Team #new. I don't see anybody on here, though. Let me see. Did you see anybody in Team #new, Al?
I haven't seen any. Nah, I haven't seen any #new yet.
All right. Well, all right. Well, maybe we've got a lot of regulars in here. Shout out to all the regulars.
But I am checking out. I'm checking out this poll right now.
Okay.
846 votes.
Yep.
This was posted 33 minutes ago. 54% say Karl Anthony Towns is the MVP right now, with OG getting 46%. It's a close race, but
Interesting.
Cat in the lead.
Interesting. What is also interesting is that I'm kind of just looking at these box scores here, because one thing that it appears, one thing that I've noticed is that just kind of like looking at the Knicks track record and after losses, it does seem like, especially with Towns, like when they lose and he has a bad game, he bounces back with a good one. So, like, for example, like I'm looking at this Cavs loss. They lost to the Cavs. He finished with, this was the game where they didn't feed him enough. He finished with 13 and 10 on 8 shots. Then he comes back against the Heat and has that career high. Well, not career high, but that season high, 44 and 13, 20 on 25 shots, right? They lose to the Rockets. He comes back against the Hawks and has a great game, 34 and 16. They lose to the Pacers. He comes back tonight. And even though, like, I thought he set a good tone, and tonight he finished with 21 and 13, 6 assists tonight on 7 of 16 shooting. Like, it just seems like, the sense of urgency picks up with him the next game after a bad night. And Brunson kind of has that too. I mean, Brunson definitely has that, except that it just didn't translate tonight. But Towns has it.
You know what I think it is? I think part of it is just joining a new team, and that you just want to, like, check out, like, you want to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward, especially in a market like New York, right? Like, that you can't really take nights off in New York. Fans, especially Knicks fans, we're going to recognize that when you're not giving it your all. And Cat being from the area, his father, him growing up a Knicks fan, I'm sure that he's aware of what Knicks Nation, the standard that we would hold him to. So I think part of it is that. So I don't see him going to really take nights off. I mean, the way that he started, he's already set this expectation that this is who he's going to be moving forward. Second thing I would say is that I think this is also reading into, like, the tea leaves. This is him and everybody else on the team trying to make sure that they become this cohesive team that they want to be. And that's the effort. It's like, all right, we didn't give it our best effort the night before. Let's work on it. Let's really emphasize these key points, whether it's finding Cat, whether it's finding Bridges, being better defensively like Wingstop was tonight. They're really trying to emphasize to come together as a unit and to propel them forward. So I think that's what I can read from all of this, is that this is somebody that takes their role seriously on this team, and that they want to make sure they're putting their best foot forward on a night-to-night basis.
Good points. We got another show tomorrow, so we're going to take a couple more calls and then wrap, because we want to make sure that this show becomes digestible for everybody on their morning commute and the work day and all of that. So we do have another show tomorrow, so just keep that in mind. But great show, great flow, great calls for sure, and all the Super Chats. We definitely appreciate it. Let's take a call from the phones before we wrap at Harrison Dolan. 682, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
Yo, salute, CP. It's Lord Scientist. Salute, Alex.
On the check-in. How you feeling?
What up?
I'm doing good. Hey, yo, Dig, real quick, keeping it rapid fire, because like you said, we got another show tomorrow. Hey, yo, #82. And what my man J. Cal said about Mitch and how we could put Mitch in, I think that answer will come once Precious come back. Because look how when Campaign came back and now, the defense manifested the way that it did. I agree with what you said, CP. Philly is more of a style team that we kind of move and groove with the way Thibs intends to play. And more importantly, like I said, once Precious come back, then you can really perceive what J. Cal is saying about, like, where would Mitch fit in. Because if you get, my 2 cents is this. You keep your starting 5. Here go your bench. Bench is Mitch. Bench is Precious. Bench is Deuce. Bench is Campaign. And that right there is going to be an exclusive bench that we need, because Precious and Deuce is going to do what they need to do. Campaign going to chip in, and then all of them can lock in defensively. So in my humble opinion, that's when you really, 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 like I said, when Precious come back, we're going to start rolling even more. And once Mitch come back, then we lock down. And like you said, CP, you throw Mitch and Cat together periodically through the game as needed. Other than that, you could keep it rolling with Precious coming to replace Cat. And on that note, Lord Scientist, I'm out. I'll call back tomorrow.
Appreciate you, Lord Scientist.
To J Boogie, too.
Yes, sir. It's Lord Scientist on the check-in. One more on the phones, 913. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
Kyle from Springfield, Mass.
Yep. Kyle, how you feel, man? First time calling?
Nah, I called in a bunch of times.
Okay.
I just wanted to say it felt good that we was able to say, when we played in B, you look across and we got Towns, and it felt like we had the advantage to the center spot. It felt good, as a Knicks fan. I can't remember the last time I felt like that.
Yeah, because usually even when you go up against Embiid, no matter how he's feeling, you still on the disadvantage.
Yeah, even if he's on one leg, you feel like he
That's true, man. Great point. Great point, bro.
Yeah. And I just I couldn't let the night go down without mentioning Andre Drummond's mustache. Nasty work. That piece looked like Evil Mario. Nasty work, Andre Drummond mustache, yo. And my man Yabusele from Philly, he got the nephew, let me get a jump shot. He got that nasty 3 that Stan kept talking about it all night. Oh, he getting back in the league because of his 3. I said, he got that nephew, let me get a shot. I was like, oh, my God. But just wanted to, and, a couple of points, couple of silly things out here. Hey, man. All them people worried about that we ain't crush them by more. Hey, listen, Paul George was vintage tonight, man. He was a vintage Paul George.
Yeah, he was
like
on point.
OKC.
PG was on point today.
And without him doing that work, we would have tore them apart, kill them. But hey, man, that's just me on the check-in, and call y'all back tomorrow.
Yeah, call
Next
back.
till I'm going, y'all.
Call back anytime, man. Bro. Yo, that brought instant tears to my eyes, bro, that on-straight shot. You know what it is? Because I'm watching the game, and I'm thinking the same thing. Like, Andre Drummond's looking kind of crazy. So when he mentioned it, that picture instantly flashed in my brain, and just tears started coming to my eyes, bro. Unreal, man. Great call by Kyle, man. 5-star call in the chat. The chat is crying right now. That was hilarious. Bro.
Drummond's rocking like that 90s mustache right now.
Yeah.
Like true, like handlebarish, like bro. Put some tint on that photo and he looks like he's from the 90s.
Oh my God. All right, man. Let's take a couple more here. 646. What's your name? Where you calling it from? 646.
Yo, John from the Keys, Florida Keys.
Yo, Florida Keys. John, how you feeling, man? How the fish, man? How the fish jumping tonight, man?
Oh, man, delicious. Everybody cook them up the way we cook the Sixers.
Oh, yeah? Are you on them yellowtails heavy, man? What you on out there, man?
A little bit of yellowtail, some halibut, whatever we can get down here, man.
Nice. Little kingfish, man. Yeah, I got to get back on my fishing game, man. Shout out to Florida, man.
Yeah, man, yeah. But check it out. Great pacing tonight by the Knicks. Really pleased with OG. How OG's been stepping up to his role, especially after that big contract. I do think we need to reiterate having Mikal be the bona fide third option. I like the production OG gives us, but if we're talking about creating offensive movement and and really creating some offense for this team, we're gonna have to have Mikal Bridges step up and be that guy for us. I know CP touched on this earlier, but the half-court game for the Knicks tonight was great. We're going to do good with teams like this, that slow-paced team. But my only concern is the Indiana Pacers type teams. The teams get up and down the court. Yeah. How we're going to be able to keep up with them. That's pretty much it. Cat's the MVP. I'm not going to be entertaining any Jalen Brunson slander. That's our Derek Jeter. That's our captain. He's figuring it out. Everything's going to be good. And more so, another thing, the reason this team is going to work is because of Cat's ability to defer. His personality is the perfect kind of player we need. I can't think of another superstar that we can bring into this team that will defer to JB as the bona fide number one as captain. If you heard the interview the other day, post-game, he said, yeah, that's Cap. And that's the kind of guy we need on this team. We're going to the top. Knicks all day. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. Good call, man. Good call from my guy from the Keys, man. Call back anytime, man. Harrison Dolan, close the show on the caller side. We're going to do rapid-fire play ratings after this. Harrison Dolan, go ahead.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good. Definitely feeling good. You guys should do Game of the Week previews for every game. Because
yeah, we should, man. Are we undefeated in all the Game of the Weeks?
I believe you are. I think that's 4-0.
Well, we did Bucks. Al, you should know, right? We did Bucks. What else did we do?
Was it? No.
Pacers. We did the first Pacers.
We did Pacers. Yep, Pacers.
Celtics we didn't get. Celtics we didn't get. Yeah.
Oh, that was Game of the Week. Okay.
Yeah.
Throw that one away.
Winning record, though. I'll take the winning record.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to try to go quick. So I really like Thibs. I called in a couple times last season praising Thibs. And I still think it's good that he got re-signed. It's just interesting to see because this team is worse at defense and a little bit worse on the boards. So it's like Thibs is a great coach, but is this roster suited for his skill set? And I think that's going to be interesting to see as the season goes on, especially because his teams usually get better as the season goes on. But for me, that's why my X factor of the whole season is Mitchell Robinson.
Okay.
You know, it's not about the start of the season, it's about the finish of the season. And I really think Mitch is just so important, you know, whether you start him, whether you bring him off the bench, whatever, like he's very versatile and people are kind of talking crazy like, oh, he's just a backup center. It's like, Mitch is a starting center. Mitch is a really good center. And, you know, he's injury prone, but he can really bring a lot to this team. And, you know, I still have some concerns, but I look at it like this. We are 10 games into our championship window, which is very early. We still have a lot of time to figure this all out. And one thing I noticed, too, is that it seems like OG is having a little bit of an easier time getting his offense going than Mikal. And, you know, I haven't watched much Mikal, but I'm curious what you guys think about that and if that was expected.
Wait, what about Bridges? What about Bridges?
Well, you know, Bridges got 14 points tonight. He played great defense, you know, not a bad game, not a knock on Bridges. But it seems like OG is scoring a little bit more, you know, throughout these first 10 games. It seems like he's flowing a bit more naturally than Bridges. And I'm just curious what you guys think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to change on given nights. But OG certainly is the hot hand all season. But just with so many guys that have the ability to put the ball in the hole, like, you know, I just think the expectation that Bridges is going to be the Nets version of Bridges is unrealistic given so many guys that are going to command the ball in the offense. It's only one ball, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like I said, the hierarchy, you have Brunson, you have Towns. Look at what Josh Hart is doing, triple-double. He has a lot of responsibility in his offense. When Deuce jumps into the game, he's looking to shoot. So a lot of times when Cal is just kind of an afterthought or, hey, maybe he gets the loose ball, gets a rebound, then he puts up his baseline jumper, it's kind of an afterthought. So where he's going to have to fit in is make sure he's consistent defensively and then be able to space the floor and be efficient when he does get the ball. But I think he's going to have to adjust to not getting the ball as consistently every night because he's not going to have it with so many guys.
Yeah,
the
that's a
thing
big
is,
adjustment for a player like that. But
Yeah.
7 for 13 tonight. It's great to see that he still got
He
13
still played
shots
well.
up.
Yeah, still played well,
Yeah.
man. Appreciate the call. Go ahead, Al.
yeah, and the thing is for Bridges that he's a rhythm player. OG is more plug and play, and we saw that last season. We saw when OG joined the Knicks, didn't know the playbook, didn't know anything, just fit seamlessly in when the Knicks took on the Timberwolves last year on January 1st, or I should say this year on January 1st. But for Bridges, his role has changed since he's left Phoenix. He's not that 3-and-D player, catch and shoot. He's now, after stopping in Brooklyn, he's more of an on-ball player, and it takes him time to get into a rhythm. So it's going to be easier for OG to look better than Bridges, just because OG's not going to need, to be on ball to the extent where he needs to create, like go into a dribble package, really just like try to get downhill, create his own shot. He creates his own shots just by playing off ball. That's where he thrives.
Right.
Bridges can play off ball, but what you trade him for is to be that other guy who can initiate offense for himself and to be a guy that attracts double teams, right? So that is something that's something where he needs to get more comfortable in. The team needs to be more comfortable saying, where are his spots? How much usage does he need? And this is something where, as we see as the season has continued, Thibs and everybody else, Brunson, Cat, just making sure that Bridges gets his touches early on so that way he can get into a rhythm throughout the game.
Al, you hear that?
No, I don't hear it.
Well, there's some music coming in here, man. But I think it's time. It is time.
There it is. There it is. Now I can hear it. Yeah, you turned it up a little bit on my end, so now I can hear it.
It is time. Player ratings presented by DraftKings. A little bit rapid fire. We don't have time for all the theatrics tonight now. We're just going to get down to business, man. So, kick us off tonight. Jalen Brunson. Let's go.
Jalen Brunson. All right. Jalen Brunson. Oof. Rough start to the game, man, because he was like, 1 for 7 to start this game? But he did start to come back into it in the second half. He went 5 for 50 from the field tonight. 0-4 from downtown. Got you 18 points, 5 assists, 1 steal, 3 boards, 6 turnovers. Not great. But he did go 8-8 from the free throw line. And with that, I'm giving him a 7, man. This is not Brunson's best game, but I thought he did just enough at critical points, especially in the second half, to make sure this team was able to cruise to victory. He wasn't necessarily the star that we're used to seeing when he's really into it.
Yeah.
But he did enough tonight to keep this team afloat. And look, you come back after rolling your ankle, and the first thing you do, you take them to task, go downhill. And then on top of that, when you did return from your ankle injury, you put Embiid into a blender and draw the foul on him. So I love seeing that. But I'm going to give him a 7 tonight.
Okay. 7. What do you guys think in the chat, man? What do you guys think? I have to look at it historically by the numbers. I didn't have time to look up the numbers. But it does appear that, even back from the Miami days, when Caleb Martin is guarding Jalen Brunson, he plays him pretty well, man. He plays him tough. Another wing defender that they put on Jalen Brunson that gives him problems. Caleb Martin's one of those guys. And, when you guys asked what happened to him tonight, I thought he had a good defender on him. Sometimes you got to give credit on the other side of the ball. And that's who Caleb Martin is. And overall, it's been a struggle from shooting from the field for Jalen Brunson. But, he still chipped in with his 5 dimes tonight. Came back from the ankle injury. That's a big win for me. But the shooting is still a bit of a struggle. And I'll give him a 6.
Oof.
I'm going to give Captain Clutch a 6.
Oof. You're the tough grader tonight. Look at that.
Yeah. I'll give him a 6 tonight. He just didn't have it. But, I did like some of the plays that he made late in the game, as you alluded to. The crafty drawing of the foul on Joel Embiid when Joel Embiid was trying to get the Sixers into a groove.
And I loved it because Embiid, threw an elbow to work the post and get a bucket.
He threw a ball.
And then Brunson's like, yo, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then he goes back, puts Embiid in the blender, says, yeah, you're not going to treat me like that, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's remember who knocked you out of the playoffs first round.
Going with a 6. Mikal Bridges, sir. Play ratings.
Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
All right, he got you. He went 7 of 13 from the field, 0-2 from downtown, 14 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 1 turnover. I'm giving him a 7.5 tonight, man. You know?
Okay.
So it's 7.5 just because I thought it was a solid performance. You know, a good, not necessarily an easy team, but I thought tonight's matchup was good for him to get back on track defensively so that way we could see Wingstop. Offensively, very happy to see him attack the paint and recognize the mismatch. Would like to see him just get more into a rhythm and just be more aggressive. You know, I want to see him just be very aggressive on the offensive end, looking for his shots and being more confident. But I'm gonna give him 7.5 tonight for his performance.
I'm gonna go with a 7. I'll go with a 7, man. I thought, as we said it opening the show, that I felt like there was more of a conscious effort to let him get those touches early to try to get him into a rhythm. Like you said, he's a rhythm player. Everybody knows that. So I felt like there was an effort from Jalen Brunson and the Knicks to get Mikal Bridges involved in the offense early, and he did get to a good start offensively. Defensively, you know, look, Paul George had it against everybody tonight. He was very on point. So I'm not going to say, you know, defensively he was whack, because he still got you 2 steals and a block, 2 assists, 6 rebounds. So I felt like he impacted the game across the board. It's good to see him get into an efficient rhythm tonight. Shot damn near 50% from the field, 7 to 13. 14 for Mikal. I'll give him a 7, man. OG.
OG Anunoby. 11 to 16 from the field tonight. 2 of 4 from downtown. 6 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. My guy got you 24 points. CP, this wasn't a bum night, so he's getting a 10.
Ooh.
He's getting a 10 tonight.
The first 10 for player ratings, ladies and gentlemen. The first 10 goes to OG Anunoby, man. Congratulations. Player ratings 10, man.
Dude, he was just excellent. Dunking, knocking down threes. I iterated at the beginning of the show, man. He doesn't need to have the ball in his hands to be this effective. And the fact that he can do most of his damage off ball while giving you high quality defense, this is just, it's absurd at this point. The way he's just this type of player, man. He's worth every single penny.
Yeah.
Tonight was quite the performance. He gets a 10.
10. Okay. Well, Al, you know, the dunks are hot. I just thought it was a little bit too easy.
Oh, here we go.
It was a little too easy.
First of all, you said there's no going to be no theatrics tonight. Here we go with the theatrics. Okay.
Listen,
we're going into overtime, people. We're going into overtime.
The dunks are hot. But even Jericho Sims can do that when he's wide open in transition.
Oh, my God. There's no way you're invoking Jericho Sims' name in the same sentence as OG Anunoby.
No.
Stop right here. Stop.
Stop. What I will say is that it's great to see OG getting into his offensive bag. What you see in this season is a reliance on him to get offense for this team. He's needed, and he's delivering. And even in the transition, like I said, it's not just the wide open ones. It's the ones where he's running down the court in transition and getting the seal on the smaller guard. Easy buckets, easy transition buckets. Every possession, every point counts, and he does that and leads in that way. On top of elite defense, on-ball defense, and help defense, that is who OG Anunoby is. And again, he's delivering for the Knicks. 11 of 16 from the field tonight. Couldn't ask for more. Team high, 24 points. Team high, plus 18. 6 boards, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. I give him a 9.5.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Give him a 9.5. Some of those dunks are a little too easy. I give him a 9.5.
Oh, brother. Now we're coming into style points over here for dunks.
Yeah.
Oof.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Guy got you 21 points on 7 of 16 shooting, 2 of 6 from downtown, 13 boards, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 turnovers. Look, man, Cat has truly embraced being in New York through these first 10 games. He has been offensively, he's just been amazing. Against Joel Embiid, and I get this is Embiid's first game back, all right? Whatever it may be. He took it personal. He took it towards Joel Embiid tonight. Got you 21 points. And the thing is, man, he probably could have gotten you more tonight if he was constantly involved throughout the entire offense and just like regularly in every single quarter as he was from the jump. But even though he wasn't, he got you 6 assists. The playmaking from Cat is just, it's another revelation, man. Because as we talked about earlier, you lose Isaiah Hartenstein, a guy who's able to work the high and low post, find guys who are cutting. Cat's giving you that, and he's making the offense look that much smoother.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, he gets a 9.5.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that, man. I think in a night like tonight, on the road, NBA Cup implications, Joel Embiid returning, it was important to set a tone, to let this guy know that I am here with this new team. I hate your guts. You're not going to get this win over us and go on with your theatrics. Karl-Anthony Towns set a great tone tonight. Immediately within the first 3 minutes of the game, he had 8 points. Splashed 2 threes in Embiid's face, plus a mid-range. Played good defense. Rebounded the ball like he's been doing all year, consistently, 13 boards in this. But the 6 assists, to me, was big because a lot of those came at timely moments in this game. And, finding, we just showed the highlight here, finding a streaking OG Anunoby for a dunk. Finding Mikal Bridges with the behind-the-back brilliance. Josh Hart for the 3. Karl-Anthony Towns not just put the ball in the hoop for himself, but he made winning plays and impacted the game in crunch time, even when, like you said, he was not involved. There was a long period before, he got back involved and got the touches. So, good job setting the tone. Good job opening. Good job closing. Give him a 9 tonight. Yeah, 9.
Fair enough. I'm not going to argue that one.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Josh Hart.
Ooh, Josh Hart. This guy. 6 of 8 from the field. 1 of 3 from downtown. Gets you 14 points. 1 of 1 from the free throw line. 12 boards. 10 assists. 1 steal. 1 block. Mr. Triple-Double himself. This guy. Just the glue. The heart of the team. This guy will never, ever, ever waver. And he owns Philadelphia. I hope Philly knows that. Look, I know Josh Hart went to Villanova. But we got to put, as soon as you enter in the state of Pennsylvania or enter the city of Philly, it's got to say City of Philadelphia right underneath, owned by Josh Hart. He owns all the real estate there. Keep giving him all your tax dollars because guess what? You can't walk through without knowing Josh Hart is running that city. Look, man, the way that he's just able to impact the game in so many facets, whether it be scoring, whether it be rebounding, whether it be his defense, whether it be his playmaking. This guy does it all for this team, and it comes through tonight where you see triple-double. And look, some are going to argue still, do you still put him back on the bench? But this guy with the starting unit, he's making it look easy right now, and you got to love what he's doing. And look, it wouldn't be fair for me to give OG a 10 and not give Josh Hart a 10. So Josh Hart's getting a 10-2 tonight, okay, for his production.
Okay. Stuff, man. It wasn't necessarily a bum night. I've been holding on to my 10s.
It's not a bum night, CP.
It's not a bum
If you can't give this guy a 10 for tonight's performance,
it's NBA.
Who are you?
It is NBA Cup. I'll give him a 10. He twisted my arm.
CP,
he twisted my arm a little bit.
This is the big one. Yeah. CP's first 10 of the season.
First 10. I give it to Josh Hart. And, all the talk of what happens when Mitch comes back or Precious comes back, this guy's not leaving, man. We've known this since he got here. This is Tom Thibodeau. He trusts the roommates. Brunson, Hart. He's Mr. Reliable. He's Mr. Everything. He showed you to you tonight. Across the stat sheet, assists, rebounds, the turnovers. He is the glue. Shout out to Patrick Aim. He's the glue. He's the enforcer. Josh Hart got the job done tonight, man. He had an excellent game. We've got to look at let's look at his assists through the last few games. I mean, let's take a look at this, man. We're taking a break in play ratings to understand what's going on here. Hang on. Let's take a look here. ESPN.
Wow.
What's up?
I got the stats right here for him.
Yeah, please pull it up because ESPN stats might be the worst of all time of anything I've seen. So please pull it up.
So here you go. So tonight he gets 10 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Against Indiana, he had 6. Against Milwaukee, he had 7. Against Atlanta, he had 8. Against Houston, he had 7. And that's really where he started to take off the last couple of games. Really from Houston, because he had 4 against Detroit. He had 6 against Miami, 2 against Cleveland, 3 against Indy, 3 against Boston. Since that Rockets game, Josh Hart is figuring it out and knowing what to do to stay involved in this offense. And just in general, man, just like on this team, like what his role is. It took him a couple of games, but now it seems like he's really found his groove.
That's damn near 8 assists a game in the last 6. Damn near 8. So that tells you everything you need to know, man. The connector is connecting. The X factor is X factoring. And Josh Hart, our DraftKings player of the game, gets a 10. Gets a 10 from CP the franchise and the good people of KFTV, man. So, yeah, go ahead, Al.
And here's a good one for you.
Yep.
His minutes, 37 tonight, 43 against Indy, 33 against Milwaukee, 38 against Atlanta, 38 against Houston, 37 against Detroit, 42 against Miami, 38 against Cleveland, 37 against Indy. His lowest minute total of the season was game 1 against the Celtics, 25.
Yeah. Translation, not going anywhere. Great show, Al. Great show, all the mods. Let me finish up with the rest of the super chats. Salute to everybody in the chat once again, man. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys, man. Absolutely great show. Let me get to the super chats here. Make sure that we don't leave anybody behind. Shout out to everybody who's watching the show. Still got 2,000 strong past midnight here on the East Coast. Number one show for the fans by the fans is rocking. Okay, let's get to it. We got the Rhyme Animal Chuck D. Noah Rosado says, where's the in-season tournament graphics y'all said you would have last year? Good win, though. Salute. What in-season tournament graphics you talking about, Noah? Let us know, man. Let us know. If we missed out on something, let us know. Shout out to Greg from Vietnam. $10 super chat says, one stat I'm looking at this year is our record when we're leading going into the 4th. We had a good record last year in that regard, and OG has been cooking. Okay, let's table that one now. Let's write that one down and get back to it when we can. J Cal, $100 super chat. Shout out Vincent Huang, Al, a Taiwanese $75 super chat. Says Knicks played with heart today. Great win. Salute to KFTV. Okay. Sapphire 2383 $5 super chat says just got back from Wells Fargo. Let's go Knicks chants were loud. Always fun stunting in the Philly fans. Yeah. Whenever you guys watch a Knicks game and they're on the road and you all of a sudden just hear just boos just exploding in the arena for no reason. It might be just a guy bringing the ball up. It means that the Let's Go Knicks chants are going crazy. It means the Knicks faithful are turning up in there and the home team fans are not too pleased about it. King Speech, 3743 franchise channel member, says, Boston lost to Atlanta without Young. We know nada this early. Yeah, that's just how the games go, man. It's just how the NBA regular season goes. Rhyme Animal Chuck D says, OG is the busher, a factor hard to explain. Who saw Allen Iverson rocking the orange and blue tonight? Shout out to AI. Shout out to Bubba Chuck for representing tonight. He certainly missed the memo. Ill Will, shout out Ill Will, says Brunson is trying to play make and get everyone involved. He's making hockey assists, taking charges, and making winning plays. Everyone chill. Facts, man. That is a fact. Let's see. Who else? We got the knowledge. We got that. Cappy 2000 $5 super chat says they got 4 to 5 guys who could drop 20+ points on any given night. They're not going to do it all every single night. Brunson will be fine. Relax. Lou Tang, appreciate it. Westchester Lester, salute to you. Jerry Chris, $5 Super Chat says, thanks for doing the Lord's work, CP and Alex. Let's go. Shout out Jerry Chris. Eric B, franchise channel member, says, let's go. Just got home, made the trip down to Philly. Again, it was home away from home. Let's go, Knicks. So many Knicks fans showed out. Absolutely. Everybody get home safe who's riding on the Iron Horse. Vandal on the boards, franchise channel member, welcome to you. And the Rhyme Animal Chuck D closes us out with a $10 Super Chat. Says, Thibs imagines his team to 1969 to 73 he grew up with even more. So then the 90s he's coached. I see it clearly. JB is in his Clyde. OG and Bridges are DeBuscher and Bradley. Cat is Willis or even Ewing. Josh is Barnett. Which is Rhyme Animal Chuck D drawing his 70s Knicks comparisons to this team. What do you guys think in the chat, man? Leave a comment in the chat. Great show, Al. Back tomorrow, and we did a 2-hour show tonight, so let's get at it. Let's get at it. We got to go. Great show. Salute our sponsors. Go to skims.com, and once you make your purchase, let them know that KFTV sent you. Go to DraftKings.com. Use our code KFTV. Bet $5 and get a bonus of $200 in bonus bets, man. Al, see you tomorrow. We out of here, man. Peace.